Welcome back to the channel. CW Garage here. My name is Corey, and this is my 57 Fairlane. It's back there somewhere. Don't mind all the mess. My garage isn't very big. I got a lot of stuff. So today's episode. Last video, we torn the front suspension off, got everything off. Still got to do some frame cleanup here, but I'm not worried about that. This one, I do want to get the rear end off, but for now I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to start cleaning this stuff up. Once you get a good look at that, we're going to clean these welds up, and then I'm going to do a continuous weld all the way down this frame. I'm going to clean these up, probably try to fill that in. As you can see, they just don't do a very good job welding them. I guess they were just long as it held, huh? So, but yeah, that's what we're going to get worked on today. Let's get everything set up. We're going to start trying to clean some of this up, do a lot better cleanup welds here, make it a lot better. Should stiffen it up a lot more. And, you know, but yeah, that's what we got. We got some nasty, ugly welds. We're just going to weld them all the way down. And then we'll clean them up with some flat discs, make it look good. And then hopefully the next couple days or so, we're going to pull the rear end out. I'll find some place for it. That's why I'm not doing it tonight. I ain't got nowhere to put it right now, and it's dark outside. I don't want to have to fight with it. So while it's here and it's still kind of mobile, we're going to get these cleaned up, and we're going to start welding. Get this all welded up as one piece, make it look good, and take the rear end out next day or two, flip it over, and we'll do the same thing on the bottom. Alright, that's going to probably do it for tonight. It's getting kind of late. Now, I ain't trying to go for no perfect welds here. I mean, I'm using a flux core wire welder here, but I mean, as you can see, this is what's there, and this is what I've got so far. This side. Okay, it's the next day. Camera battery died again, but I got brand new batteries in it today. They came in last night, so I swapped them out after that, but it was already late, so I called it a night. The front half of the frame here is fully welded. It ain't pretty, but it is fully welded. The back was just like, kind of like this spot right here. See, it's not welded right through here at all. Not welded there, so I'm gonna weld this up. And like I said, it ain't pretty. It did the job. It is a flux core welder. It's not no gas. I don't have no gas welder. That's fancy stuff. I don't have nothing fancy. So I'm just a poor boy trying to build a car. But yeah, this is welded up a lot better than what it was from the factory. So we'll fix this through here, and then we may come up here. See, they got some holes that are blowed into this, some of this stuff, and this is structural. So, see, there's not one there, but there's some ugly holes in here. I'll come through and I'll touch some of this stuff up with a welder and make it look better. So, yeah, we're gonna get back to welding. Okay, got a lot of the ugly parts welded down or ground down. It's looking a lot better. Said you're never gonna see it, but I'm gonna know it's, at least it'll look better, especially when I'm reassembling it. It's gonna look a lot better. There were so many just boogers of welds just sticking up everywhere, and now it's a lot smoother. I got both sides. So we just knocked off all the raised areas where they left big old huge ugly welds just sticking up and stuff, so it should make putting this thing back together a little bit easier, and it'll make the paint look better. So alright, so that's it for the top side. The front over there, I've already looked at it before when I had the front clip off. It's fine. I think what I'm gonna work on now, we're gonna get this rear end ready to come out, so that way we can get this frame outside. I gotta finish getting these off. These factory body mounts are weird how they go together. I gotta cut these out, and I'll probably start taking some of this other stuff off that I don't need. Exhaust hanger, because I'll get new stuff. I've got new hangers for the exhaust system that's gonna go on this. And then hopefully this weekend I can get it finished blasting again and at least primed and ready for paint. And then hopefully next big weekend off, I'll have this thing and all redone in gloss black, and we'll start working on getting the suspension pieces sandblasted and painted and ready to be reassembled. Picked up all the new brakes, all the new wheel cylinders. Parts stores in town, they cannot get hardware kits for these. I can get them online, but I'm not sure if they're the right stuff, so I'm just going to inspect all the hardware. If it's still good, I'll just clean it up, paint it, make it look good, and reassemble it with that. Save me some money anyways. But yeah, we've got all the brakes are there. Over there's some cool stuff I'll show you for the tires. That's the new floor pans, sway bar bushings. I've got fuel pump for the motor. I've got all kinds of parts floating around. There's more parts over there, more bushings and things like that, and stuff. So yeah, let's get working on this rear end. Let's see if we can get these e-brake. Hopefully we can find that. Those are loose. Oh, different side. That's out. Next one we got. Bad bushings and all. Alright, I got the rear end, it's loose. I'm gonna cut it. It's gonna be it for tonight. What I'm gonna do is this next time I get some more free time, I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow night. I don't know if I have time, but pick the frame up, carry it outside, set it on jack stands, and get ready to sandblast it again, and then I'll roll the rear end out out of the way, and then we'll bring the frame back in here and get ready to primer it. And then once it's primed, we'll let the primer cure, then we'll get ready to start hitting it with some black paint and stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight, and we'll see you guys either tomorrow night or the next. Alright, so it's been a couple of days, and but yeah, we got the rear end loose. The rear end is done. Before I take it out here and sandblast it, because that's what I was planning on doing next, is we got to get these off. Cut these off. There's 3 of them left that I didn't get off. We'll cut them off. We'll get this fixed. It wouldn't come out because the cage nut stuck, so we'll fix that, either weld it still or something, but we'll get that fixed. And then I'm going to fix this. We're going to fix this right here, this weird hack job here. We'll cut it off, take it off, and I'll cut this piece out right here, and we'll use it for to fix this right here, even though it's a weird oblong looking hole here. But anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll use it for the new shock mount piece right here, and then we'll go from there. All right, we got that cut off, got the old welds ground down. I'm gonna probably, excuse me, dust from blowing all that out. All right, we'll probably cut that clean and square, and then we'll use that other piece down there that we cut off. We'll cut it off the same way. We'll clean this up. We'll mount it in there the best we can. Trace it up around through there, up through here where it goes. And then we'll weld it in there and get it looking as close as possible to that one and stuff, and get rid of this janky, messed up weld they did and offset in the shock like that. So, all right, let's get that made up. Okay, this is fixed. Got it welded up, cleaned up. It ain't going nowhere. So, got this area cleaned up where the welds were from that makeshift bracket, but that's how it's supposed to be. I welded through here again too, because I only welded it on one side, so I welded it on both sides. I wanted to make sure it was nice and sturdy. Gonna stand up to being lowered a little bit, so we're gonna just make sure it's extra strong. All right, so next we're gonna cut these off, and then we're ready to sandblast this thing again. So, all right, let's hurry up, get these things cut off, and then we'll get this outside. Okay, a little winded. This thing's heavy. We got it outside, got a little table. It's hanging from my hoist, and I got it mounted to the back of my truck. Pretty good idea, wasn't it? Having it mounted to the back of my truck like that makes lifting stuff easy. But it's dangling. I may just leave it dangling. We'll blast this direction away from my truck so I don't accidentally hit it best I can anyways. And but yeah, we'll go ahead and hit this with the sandblaster again. Like I said, that's fixed. All these are cut off so we can blast around these now. That's the rubber where I had to cut through the rubber. But yeah, we'll get this blasted and get ready to go back in the garage. All right, it's been a little bit. You notice I got a little boo-boo on my head. Had it hanging from my little contraption, and I walked into it. I didn't see it, so I ended up busting my head. But as you see, we got it in here. We got it upside down. Didn't finish getting it blasted. I ran out of media. I'll have to go get some more tomorrow, so I've just been kind of cleaning things up, cleaning up all the little booger welds, grinding. This bottom side's a little more pitted than I was hoping, but so it's not blasting as clean as possible. It's taking a while to get down in those little pits, but we'll get what we can, and we'll spray the rest of it with some rust converter and stuff. But she's cleaning up pretty good. Got to get down in the spring pockets up here on the front a little bit more, and those are the isolators that were in there. They were still stuck, but for the most part, she's looking pretty good. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to take me a hot shower, dress this wound on my head again, and we'll start again tomorrow. All right, so this has been a couple of days later. As you can see, I've made a mess of my garage, but weather reason why I did this. So I hung up some plastic, made myself a little sandblasting booth, and finished sandblasting the frame. Now it ain't perfect. Some of this pitting, it just didn't come completely clean. So what I'm going to do is we'll spray it down with some rust inhibitor or rust converter and stuff. But for the most part, she is pretty darn clean. Spring pockets aren't the best, but that right there just blew nothing right back in my face. So I'll spray them with some rust converter and we'll go from there. Excuse me. And then, but yeah, we've pretty much got the whole entire frame done. So yeah, we're gonna clean this mess up. I'll probably leave this plastic up for painting if I can. There's just too much dirt and dust in here. But I don't know, we'll see. I may just hose all the plastic down, wash it down. But we're gonna clean up a lot of this, and we'll get ready to start painting this frame. All right. See, I got the shop plastic, all the plastic down, blew everything out. So cleaned everything up, floor's clean. So, but yeah, frame's ready for primer. I'm gonna get some of my rust converter and we're gonna hit these areas that were pitted pretty bad and stuff, because you can see the pitting and stuff where blasting media didn't quite get in there and left a little dark spots. I'll just hit that, especially in here. I mean, it's smooth, it's just it didn't get all the rust out, and like I said, it was blowing it right back in my face trying to clean these out. So, but before we wipe anything down, we're gonna take some air, we're gonna blow out all of these areas. So blow out the frame rails. We'll try to probably make a mess in here again, but we will. Try to clean all this out. Possible after I just cleaned everything. Blow it out as best we can. Just some of that stuff in there is just, you're not going to get all of it out unless I hang this thing upside down or straight up in the air and blow in it, let it blow all the way out one end. And I ain't got no way to get it all the way up in the air like that. So, but we're going to use some of this multi-purpose foaming prep cleaner. Wipe it down the best we can. We'll go around, we'll wipe it down, and then as soon as I'm done with that, we will hit it with this Permatex rust treatment and stuff, and we'll spray all the pitted areas with it and stuff, and we'll go from there. But all right, let's get it wiped down, and we'll start spraying it. All right, we got the frame wiped down pretty good. We're gonna go through, we're gonna use this stuff, and we're gonna spray down these areas that are pitted pretty good, and anywhere that I might not have, oh no. No, I've had it so long it don't work. No. Come on. Seriously? Oh. Well, great, that's all I got too. So, well, guess this is going to be continued tomorrow. A little late to be running to town and getting anything. They'll be closed time I get there most likely. So, great. I've had this stuff for a while. It's been sitting around. I didn't think it would quit on. Oh, is it the spray nozzle? Let me see if I can change out the nozzle because it just sprayed something. Maybe it's just clogged up or something. All right, found a different nozzle off a different cannon. It's working. So we're gonna spray all this areas down that had pitting on it. Let it convert this stuff. I need to read it too, see how long it can wait before I can start painting. Oh, also these cage nuts, that one was stripped out, another one was broken, so I've ordered 4 new ones. We'll cut these off and put 4 new ones in. I ordered some new cage nuts for those, so that's part of the body mounts. I'll make sure that that stuff gets, yeah, just whatever this pitting is, just it ain't gonna hurt to cover it with this stuff. Just to kill whatever rust might still be lingering. So we're not going to do every bit of this frame, we're just going to do some of it. Just wherever there's some still rust pitting and maybe some areas I didn't quite get with the sandblaster very well. But definitely this pitting area along this seam. You can see over there it's already working, it's turning black wherever there's rust at. So yeah, it's working pretty good. And then we'll start priming this thing. These inside frame rails had some like right there. Like right in there, it's kind of hard to get to with the sandblaster and some of these crevices and stuff. Ordered these new bushings too. I forgot I hadn't ordered those yet. Side here. Areas I didn't really get good with the sandblaster. Almost the whole frame, it looks like, from what I can tell from some of the pitting. Might be some surface rust right there from where it got rained on. All right, I think that's gonna be almost it. All right. All right, we're gonna let this stuff sit here and dry. It says it's gotta dry for at least 24 hours. I applied another coat. And stuff. It said apply 2 to 3, so I did 2. That's all I had. I used everything I had on it. We're gonna let it dry. It says once it's dry, everything that's rusty should be black. So we'll let it dry. We'll come back tomorrow or the next night because I gotta work late tomorrow. So we'll come back and once this is dry, be Friday night, we'll start priming inside here. I got some self-etching primer so it'll really adhere to this frame. And we'll start priming what I can with it. We'll go the whole frame, and then hopefully sometime this weekend maybe we can start putting some color down and making it look good. All right, so it's a couple days later. I had to work last night and stuff. So, but yeah, so we'll continue on this. I hope to have this thing, trying to get this thing painted before this weekend, but it is Friday, so tomorrow's weather is supposed to be close to 60, so temperature is going to be pretty good to try to paint this thing. So as you can see, I've already put some primer down on it. That's the rust converter we put on, turned black on that, that real dark right there. So it's converted the rust for us. But yeah, I went ahead and played around with some of this self-etching primer. It's in a can. It's laying just fine. I got both my heaters on. So yeah, we're gonna start hitting this with some primer. Hopefully I got enough. If not, we'll do what we can. We'll get the rest tomorrow, let it cure, and then we'll start shooting it with some color tomorrow. All right, I'm out of primer. That's all I got, but man, does this look good. It is turning out awesome. This primer's laying down pretty good for a rattle can. I gotta take some of this stuff off. I'll take it off before I paint it. We'll clean these areas up and retouch it up with the primer. That's an old exhaust hanger. That's basically all this stuff is old exhaust hangers. I'll take these off. But I want to hurry up and get it in some sort of primer. I tried to get some of the bottom with what I had left, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rig something up. I'm gonna hang some eye bolts from up here, and then I'll use some ratchet straps and we'll lift this up high enough to where I can paint the bottom side and the top side at the same time, or hang it up on one side, let it hang and paint it that way, one or the other. We'll figure out something. I want to be sure I can get all angles of it and get it high enough where I'm not laying down on the ground, and high enough that I can still paint it. But man, it is turning out great compared to what this thing used to look like. And I'm thinking about it, I might, because this is just an etching primer, I may get a good primer to put down before I put the base coat on it, because I'm just going to reuse what paint I've got. I don't have any just straight up black. I do, but it's like tractor paint. I'm sure that would look great, but I've got some base coat and some clear coat of gloss black. It's GM black from where I fixed my wife's Escalade, and I got about a half a gallon left of it, and that should be plenty to paint this frame. I still got to take that other motor mount off too. And but yeah, I mean, it's looking great. This is all the primer I've got for tonight, so at least we got all of the bottom side of the frame and the sides of it. Only thing left is to get the top side of the frame, which you're not gonna see, but I still want it primered because the whole thing's gonna get painted. I want it to last as long as it possibly can. So yeah, I mean, it's looking great. We're gonna let this cure. I'm gonna leave my heaters on in here for a little bit till this paint cures enough, and then I'll shut them off before bed. But man, does that look awesome. This frame's gonna look so good when it's done. I mean, it's actually, you know, for some of the pitting, it's actually not looking too bad and stuff. You can see it. It's not bad at all. Once it gets maybe another coat of primer on it, and then the base coat and clear, because it's going to get base coated and clear coated. I mean, it's going to turn out awesome. This frame's going to look mint. But yeah, it's all right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, it's the next day, it's Saturday, about afternoon time. Had some stuff to do around the house, but as you can see, I went ahead, we're hanging the frame. She's hung up in the air. We're gonna get underneath the bottom, we're gonna spray it with some primer, and we're gonna let it cure, and we're gonna get ready to start spraying this thing. I may spray it with some, I did pick up some more stuff. Picked up some more primer and stuff, but I don't know if I'm gonna use it. This other primer may be good enough for this frame, but I got some primer surfacer, but depends on its cure time. No, we can spray it with this. Yeah, we might spray it with this. It says it's sandable in 30 minutes. So, may spray it with this, let it sit for 30 minutes or more. We're not gonna sand it. We'll just let it sit for 30 minutes, let it flash off, and then we'll come in and we'll hit it with the black paint and stuff. But yeah, I should have enough primer here to primer this up, make it look real good, help fill in some of these pits too. But yeah, we're getting there. So we got to prime the bottom side of it really good because I haven't gotten to it just yet. But a few other things we're going to take off and stuff. Take off that motor mount. Take these off and take that other exhaust hanger off and take this exhaust hanger off before we start full up finish priming it and painting it. All right, it's been a couple hours. Family and I went out to watch a movie for a little bit, but it's been a few hours. Things hung up, it's been wiped down. I've got some primer mixed up. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna start spraying this. I'm gonna get my mask on. I'll get my fan set up so it blows some of this fumes out so I don't pass out, but mask is definitely gonna help with that. But covered up my engines so I don't get any stuff in them. Everything else in here is just tools or whatnot, and that ain't gonna hurt nothing. But yep, we're fixing to start putting this other coat of primer on it, and then once this couple of coats of these primer sets up, then we'll start spraying some spraying some color on it tonight. All right, man, does this look amazing. This thing is looking awesome. Look at that. Looks incredible. This is just basically like a, I don't know, like first coat, maybe a little more. I went over little areas a little bit more. I'm gonna mix up one more cup, put 2 coats of this primer. It's already got another, etching primer underneath this. So I'm gonna do one more coat of this gray primer, go around some of these areas, make sure everything's good. But man, look how good that's turned out. Compared to what this frame used to look like, man, she is looking gorgeous. It's awesome. Got my fan running to pull some of the fumes out. It's not too bad in here. It's a little fumy, but man, it has turned out awesome. Even some of the pitting, it's not, I mean, it's noticeable, but not too bad. I'm more worried about the bottom half, because this is the side, like if you're working underneath it or anything, or at a show and you want to look under it, you're going to see the bottom side of the frame and stuff, and what's under the engine bay, because some of that stuff's going to be exposed. So that's why I want to make sure all that's coated really, really good and stuff, but also for protection. If you notice, I haven't fixed these yet. It's because the ones I've ordered are the wrong ones. They're too small. These are a 1/2 inch, and what I had is 5/16, so I ordered some new ones. We'll just knock these off and we'll touch this paint up here whenever they come in and stuff. As you can see, this one, it twisted because it was so rusted. It's still there, but we'll knock it off. This one's about the same way. We'll knock it off, knock these off, and we'll weld on the new ones when they come in. I've got 4 new ones coming. This one's probably fine, but we'll just go ahead and change them all out with new ones and stuff. But man, it is looking awesome. But yeah, let me mix up another cup. I got a little bit right here I got to touch up. But that's, like I said, this is just the first, basically the first coat of primer. We're gonna mix up another cup. If I feel like it, maybe 2 more coats, just to make sure it's covered good. And then we'll let it cure for a little bit, about 30, 45 minutes, and we'll start mixing up some black and get some color on this thing, make it look good. I mean, it looks great right now compared to what it used to. Just a hunk of freaking rust. But man, it's gonna look good. All right, hey, sorry. All right, we got some color going. She's looking good, looking good. I gotta mix up another cup and we'll start getting the rest of it. I gotta get this fan going, but this is just base coat. It's gonna get clear on it. It's not really flashed off just yet, but whew. Get my fan going. Get some of these fumes out. Man, look at that. She's looking gorgeous. Looking gorgeous. But yeah, let's get some more mixed up and we'll keep spraying. Pretty soon she'll all be black. All right, this has turned out absolutely awesome. Just look at this. This is just base coat right now. So we've got all the base coat. I got 2 good coats on it because it's all the paint that I got. Gone over all the little nooks and crannies the best I can. Underneath it as well. You probably can't really see it that well, but turned out really, really good. I'm super excited. This thing's gonna look awesome when it's done. Oh, I can't wait to start putting this thing back together. All right, we got one more step to do, and that's gonna be clear coat, because this is a base coat, so I don't wanna leave it just base coat, even though it does look pretty good just by itself. But it's made to have a clear coat on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put clear coat on it. That way it'll last a little bit longer, be a little bit more durable and stuff, but it looks amazing. It just looks awesome. Oh, it's turned out so good. Not bad for doing it in this rinky-dink garage, tiny little garage I got with a $16 Harbor Freight spray gun. So the paint right here, this is Nason XL. You can get it at O'Reilly's. It's just your base coat. This is actually a GM black. It's what I had left over from fixing my wife's Escalade. I repainted the front bumper on it, and I had a half a gallon of it, and I only used like 1 cup, 2 cups worth of it on the bumper and stuff. So I had a bunch of it left over. I had a whole half a gallon of it. So, and it was more than enough to do the frame. It was cutting it pretty close. Thought I might run out, but it covered everything really well. So it looks amazing. All right, we're gonna let this flash off for about 30 minutes. I did clean my gun. The gun's already clean, ready to go. We're gonna let it flash off, and then we'll start mixing up some clear coat and get ready to mix it up. And then we can just let it sit overnight, and that'll be it. But yeah, we're almost done. Almost done. This video's almost over with. So, sit tight. All right. It is done. The frame is done, and would you look at that? That is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm glad I clear coated it. 'Cause just look at that. Compared to what this thing used to look like. Ooh, it's still fumey in here. Once that cures and dries, it's gonna look amazing. So the surface of the metal ain't perfect, but for what it is, it looks amazing. That ought to hold up for a while. Not rust anymore. But man, that looks amazing. So that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next episode where we start cleaning up all the rest of the suspension and getting it put back on and start putting this thing back together. So, but yeah, thank you all for watching. Super stoked to all the new subscribers. Thank y'all. If you want to get updates on this, if you guys want to keep watching this build and you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can continue to watch me do my best to rebuild a 57 Fairlane and watch me build other projects. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of y'all for watching. I love all the comments. I do my best to at least reply to everybody. I try to at least say something to everybody. As long as it ain't a negative comment, then I just don't answer negative comments. But you know, if you want to have a conversation, I'll be glad to talk to you. Got any questions about anything that I've used? I'll try to see if I can find links and put them in the description. If not, just send me a message or a comment and I'll let you know what I've used and how I've used it and stuff, because I've had good results with a lot of the stuff I've used. So like I said, this thing's turned out absolutely awesome. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get updates or notifications as soon as another video drops. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. I'm gonna go inside and start editing. Thank y'all.